Do you think your money is safe? That your bank account, your house, or your savings will shield you from turmoil? The brutal truth is, everything you believe to be stable is quietly rotting from the inside out. Inflation doesn't sleep. Debt is ballooning. Banks operate like castles made of sand. And while you think you're moving forward, you're actually sinking deeper into a system already primed to collapse. This isn't fiction. It's the financial reality you're living every second. Listen carefully. What you don't know might be the very thing that destroys you. Now, it's time to peel back the illusion and confront the financial truths that won't let you sit still. The illusion of financial safety. The feeling of safety when you look at your bank account is one of the most dangerous illusions modern society has created. The number in your account doesn't represent real value. It's a temporary unit of measurement, losing worth by the day. You might sleep soundly tonight, but in truth, your wealth is slowly evaporating. The system makes you believe everything's fine, while behind the scenes, it's anything but. We're living in an era where your wealth is being eroded, not by reckless spending, but by the currency you trust weakening silently. There's no alarm, no flashing warning, just a steady decline in the purchasing power of your money. While you work hard to save, what you're saving is slipping through your fingers. That peace of mind isn't a sign of stability, it's proof you've been lulled to sleep by an outdated financial system. If you've never felt uneasy, never questioned anything, then you're likely in the most dangerous state of all, completely unaware of what you're losing. The age of blind trust is over. The age of intentional action must begin. Inflation, the invisible assassin. Inflation isn't just a monthly CPI report or a headline number. It's an invisible thief quietly infiltrating your wallet every single day. It doesn't knock, it doesn't shout, it creeps in silently, raising your grocery bill, inflating your rent, and devaluing every dollar you think you're saving. Its danger lies in how subtle it is. You don't see it coming until your paycheck buys less and your lifestyle costs more. While the world scrolls past economic headlines, this assassin gets stronger in the shadows. People celebrate a 5% raise but fail to notice that their living costs have jumped 15%. What you think is progress is often just a mirage. A higher income doesn't mean a better life if your basic needs cost twice as much. Without creating real value or investing strategically, you're running in place on a financial hamster wheel. You exhaust yourself but go nowhere. And by the time you realize the truth, your success has already been discounted. People aren't poor because they don't work hard. They're poor because they store money in ways that make it bleed value. They believe saving is safety, when in fact, it's a slow death sentence for their wealth. This isn't personal failure, it's systemic miseducation. A financial system designed to benefit the informed will always punish the passive. If you don't understand inflation, it will treat you like an outsider and extract your future in silence. In today's world, ignorance is not bliss, it's bankruptcy in slow motion. Banks, paper fortresses. Placing blind trust in banks is surrendering your financial survival to a system that holds no absolute obligation to protect you. You believe your money is sitting safely in a vault, but in reality, it's being loaned out, reinvested, and circulated to generate profit for the bank, not for you. In a crisis, you'll learn that a bank isn't a vault. It's a business model built on leveraged trust. And when that trust breaks, so does the illusion of safety you've clung to. The fractional reserve system is a financial sleight of hand. Banks only hold a tiny fraction of your deposit and lend out the rest multiple times over. If too many people demand their money back at once, the whole structure collapses. That's not a theory. It's happened before and will happen again. Deposit insurance may sound reassuring, but no promise can hold against the chaos of mass panic. You can't insure against the collapse of belief. Those who keep all their money in a single bank are living in financial naivety. They're like sheep heading calmly into the lion's den, unaware that the gate behind them has quietly closed. When crisis erupts, they'll be the first to lose access, not because they were careless, but because they trusted a system that never put them first. Diversifying your banking isn't a suggestion. It's a survival mandate. Your wealth isn't safe because it exists. It's only safe if you can access it when others can't. The debt bubble. Modern civilization's ticking time bomb. The modern economy no longer stands on real value. It teeters on a mountain of debt waiting to collapse. Individuals borrow to consume, corporations borrow to stay afloat, and governments borrow to maintain power. Growth isn't being built, it's being rented at compound interest. This isn't prosperity, it's addiction, packaged as progress. Every dollar freshly printed is another link in the chain, binding the future to a collapsing system. And when the weight becomes unbearable, it won't bend, it will break. We are financing the illusion of stability by mortgaging tomorrow. People buy homes, cars, and luxury with money they haven't earned and celebrate as if that's freedom. But one interest rate spike can unravel the entire dream. When debt grows faster than productivity, you're fueling a machine programmed to self-destruct. Today's comfort may well be the scaffolding of tomorrow's collapse. Debt-driven growth is not advancement, it's deferral of disaster. Debt is no longer a tool, it's a drug. And we are living in a state of systemic addiction. Governments can't stop borrowing because stopping means collapse. The tragedy? You're caught in that spiral. If you aren't preparing today, you'll be crushed with the rest when the system resets. Those relying on credit to sustain a lifestyle they can't afford are walking on a minefield, pretending it's a dance floor. The countdown has started, and most people are still partying, unaware of how little time is left. History, the forgotten mirror. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes with cruel precision. Financial collapses always follow the same choreography: reckless money printing, unchecked borrowing, and a population convinced it can't happen here. Those who dismiss historical warnings are the ones who get blindsided. Markets are merciless. Ignorance is expensive. The patterns are clear for anyone willing to look, but most would rather cling to comfortable illusions than confront uncomfortable truths. We've watched once thriving economies turn to rubble in months. Citizens in those countries once believed their savings would protect them, until hyperinflation turned their currency into confetti. Bread became more valuable than gold. These weren't flukes, they were inevitable outcomes of ignored warnings. And yet, people today look at past collapses as special cases, refusing to admit they're walking the same path. It's denial disguised as optimism. No economy is immune to failure. It's not about geography, it's about cycles. And each new collapse is more sophisticated, more sudden, and more devastating than the last. The warning signs are already flashing: exploding debt, manipulated markets, and blind consumer confidence. But people are too distracted by screens to notice the storm gathering. When society forgets the past, history doesn't simply remind, it punishes. The next crash won't be a surprise. It will be a reckoning for our collective complacency. Flawed mindset, the trap of ordinary thinking. From childhood you were told, study hard, work harder, save money, and deposit it in the bank. But no one told you that this formula is outdated, and worse, it's designed to keep you poor. Hard work alone isn't wrong, but working hard without strategic financial thinking is rowing upstream with broken oars. The average person is fighting an economic war with tools made for peace. And in today's world, outdated advice is not just useless, it's dangerous. Old school financial advice like skip the daily coffee or cut back on snacks wastes your energy on pennies while you miss the real leak. It's not about how little you spend, it's about how little you earn passively. Focusing on saving while ignoring income generation is like trying to grow rich by starving. It's a flawed strategy passed down like tradition, unquestioned and ineffective. Real wealth requires building, not merely preserving. The wealthy don't follow the rules. They write them. They don't save to protect. They invest to multiply. The real difference isn't the size of their wallet, it's the structure of their thinking. While average people fight to survive within the system, financially awakened individuals build their own ecosystem. Your problem isn't how much you make, it's how you think about the money you make. And unless you rewire your mindset, no amount of labor will ever set you free. The truth about assets: do you really own anything? The cash in your wallet is melting ice under the sun of inflation. Every passing moment erodes its value, silently and irreversibly. But if not cash, then what? What truly counts as an asset? The real question isn't how much you have, but whether what you hold retains value when crisis strikes. Owning the wrong assets is like carrying bricks in a burning building. They look solid, but won't help you escape when it matters most. If your asset doesn't generate cash flow, it's not an asset. It's a burner. The house you live in isn't making money unless you rent it out. The car you drive is depreciating by the hour. People comfort themselves with, "At least I have a home, a car," but they're clinging to liabilities dressed as trophies. True assets don't sit idle. They work, earn, and protect. If it doesn't make you money, it's just an illusion of wealth. Trapping your money in one country, one system, or one asset class is financial suicide. Markets change, currencies crash, governments shift. Flexibility is survival. Real assets transcend borders, resist policy shocks, and remain valuable regardless of location. If you're anchored to one economy, you're exposed to all its risks. When local crises strike, those without diversified mobile assets won't just lose value, they'll lose options. And in financial warfare, options are everything. Diversification. Not a choice, but survival. Failing to diversify your finances today is like walking into the desert with only one bottle of water. You might survive for a while, but sooner or later, you'll collapse. Putting all your money into one investment, one currency, or one country is a reckless gamble disguised as strategy. In a world where uncertainty is the only constant, the survivors aren't the strongest. They're the most adaptable. And adaptability begins with spreading risk before it spreads you thin. Your portfolio shouldn't consist solely of cash or property. Break it up. Part in gold to hedge inflation, part in foreign currency to offset domestic risk, part in crypto to embrace the future, and part in rental real estate for stable income. Each asset is a lifeboat when the main ship sinks. A diversified portfolio isn't about appearances. It's about ensuring you're not left holding dust when the system collapses. Diversification isn't complex. What's complex is explaining why you didn't do it when it's too late. Even where you keep your money must be diversified. Don't trust a single bank with your entire net worth. Use credit unions, offshore accounts, cold wallets, or even personal safes. When the banking system cracks, speed is your only weapon. If you wait too long, your funds may be frozen before you can act. In finance, hesitation is devastation. Prepare now, not later. Because when systems fail, those who hesitated become the cautionary tale. Active cash flow, the real armor against crisis. Saving won't save you. In a world where prices surge by 20% a year, your hard-earned savings are quietly bleeding value. What once was security is now a slow-motion collapse. Don't mistake financial stillness for safety. Cash flow is the true line of defense. You can't protect your money by locking it away. You protect yourself by putting it to work, by building systems that generate income regardless of the storm outside. Passive income is a bulletproof vest in economic warfare. No matter how the markets crash or the currency falls, if money continues to flow into your account each month, you survive. Small businesses, dividend stocks, rental properties, these are your financial immune system. The wealthy don't rely on savings. They rely on machines that make money while they sleep. They prepare for chaos by constructing income streams, not hoarding cash. Want to make it through the next crash? Build at least 3 income sources beyond your job. Don't tie your fate to one boss, one industry, or one economy. If one fails, the others keep you afloat. Relying on a single paycheck is like walking a tightrope with no safety net. In a volatile world, you need options. And the person with consistent cash flow doesn't just survive. They lead, they invest, and they expand while others retreat. The final choice: act or be devoured. Crisis doesn't knock politely before it kicks in your door. It arrives when you're least prepared, when you're relaxed, comfortable, and certain that everything is fine. No preparation is ever too early. Only regret ever comes too late. If you think you'll have time to react when the system collapses, you're gambling with your life's work. In the financial world, delay is not neutral. It's fatal. The people who act too late don't lose a little. They lose everything. If you're still holding your money the old way, investing the old way, and thinking the old way, you're walking across a glass bridge that's already cracked. Every step is a gamble you don't even know you're making. You don't need to be a billionaire to protect yourself. You just need new eyes, a new mindset, and the courage to move. When the crash comes, no one is coming to save you. You must be your own first responder. The decision you make today will decide whether you're the one telling the survival story or the one used as a cautionary tale. Don't let tomorrow punish you for today's hesitation. Action doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to begin. Diversify. Build cash flow. Learn the rules of money before the game changes again. In the coming storm, those who prepared will rise. Those who waited will vanish. And you, will you lead or will you be forgotten? You can't outrun the storm by standing still in the eye of it. The system is cracking, the signs are flashing, and time is slipping through your fingers. If you continue trusting outdated advice, clinging to fragile institutions, and hoping stability will magically return, you will be swallowed whole. This is not fear-mongering. It's the final siren before impact. You don't need millions to protect yourself. What you need is clarity, urgency, and bold action. Build streams of income. Spread your assets. Think globally. Act relentlessly. Because in the next chapter of financial history, only two names will be remembered: those who were prepared and those who were erased. This is your line in the sand. Decide which side of it you stand on.